where I talk to successful IB graduates and supportive parents about their experience of the IB Diploma. Here I am with Daniel Casado. Daniel is a good example of an IB student who succeeded in both academic and athletic areas of IB life. He's currently in his first year of his naval engineering degree. Daniel, thank you for coming here.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
Daniel, in your opinion, what are two major problems that IB students face?
I experienced many challenges regarding stress, regarding the feeling of being alone. And as any IB student, it's the first time they experience a major stress in their lives. And therefore, it's hard to tackle this stress. And furthermore, it's hard to be able to cry out for help, which is what I think all IB students may need.
As an IB diploma graduate myself and an IB teacher, I can relate both from the student's perspective and also from seeing the challenges students face who do the IB diploma from the teacher's perspective as well. So I'm really glad that you're bringing these two issues up. So that we can look at practical ways in which students can try and prevent feeling that they're having these breakdowns and cope with the stress in a way that's collaborative and reaching out to people and feel less alone.
For an IB student, the important moments, the challenging moments is when you're on your own, not in the classroom with teachers, with your classmates. And those are the challenges that I want to address. It is important, it is very important that when you face a problem, you don't get stuck. You don't get blocked in your mind and just paralyzed. Or at least to not get stuck for long on a coursework or on homework. The IB causes a great amount of stress. And we all sit through these nights where we're alone, we're on our desks with a book in hand and with a pen in hand, and we just don't know what to do, and stress is overwhelming. And there's various techniques, there's various ways in which you can tackle these problems. I want to speak about how to prevent breakdowns and be able to cope with stress. We've all sat through those nights 1 week before our internal assessments where we just don't know how to tackle these big problems which we're stuck with. In my case, the way I tackled these problems is by basically closing the book. When I have a problem, closing the book, putting the problem aside and doing my own thing. By my own thing, I mean whatever hobby you have, whether it's basketball, whether it's playing guitar, whether it's socializing, going out with your friends. It is important that as a student and as a person, you take time for yourself when you have an academic problem. For instance, for me as an IB physics student, kinematics was a great challenge for me, and therefore the way I think people should deal, whether it's physics, whether it's history, whether it's your extended essay or your IAs, whatever it is, whatever the task is, if you face a challenge, you face a problem that you're stuck on, refresh your mind by doing whatever your hobby is, whether it's playing basketball, playing guitar, socializing with friends. In my case, it was sports. But in your case, it might be something different. Something that was very important for me to prevent a breakdown and maintain mental strength during exam periods or during assessment periods is mainly sleep. Yes, everybody talks about sleep and that we all need sleep in order to have a productive and efficient study period. In my personal experience, I was able to set a specific time at which I should go to bed and stop studying. This was around 10:30, 11. I think this is necessary for a productive and efficient lifestyle during the IB, because you need to maintain your mental strength. You need to maintain your mental health and be able to be productive the next day.
Another problem that IB students can sometimes face is the issue of how to ask for help from teachers, from parents, from peers. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yes, that's right. So as an IB student, there's many nights where you just feel alone, and in these nights it's important to exteriorize your stress. By exteriorizing your stress, meaning that you talk to other people, you're able to share your problems, because in the end, you're staying at home and you're studying at home, and therefore your parents are going to be able to give you very useful tips, not on the IB necessarily, but how to manage time. And this just increase your productivity and you have a better time management.
And is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
So finally, I would like to wrap up by saying that time management and prioritizing work is extremely important during the IB, because there is such a great extent of workload that it is impossible to cope with it all at once. And therefore, time management, basically planning your time accordingly to the priorities that you must have. So this includes, as I said before, this includes sports, this includes sleep, as I said before, and it includes the most important tasks that you have to do. So again, prioritizing each task independently according to the relevance or the significance is very important. You need to enjoy the time you're acquiring this knowledge. You need to have your breaks and have your own time for yourself, like sports and whatever it is that you like, and therefore the whole journey is going to feel so much shorter than what you actually feel like it's going to be. So it's going to be so much shorter and so much more enjoyable.